Well, welcome to Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. I'm your host, Mariam Kaba. Yay. And we have a special guest today, my first guest. He had to be the first guest because he really always supports me. He's been supporting me since I started making 30-second, 60-second videos on Instagram. And I didn't know who else. I wouldn't choose anybody else but him. Right? So we have Polo, World Polo
Yep.
here. Yay! Clap it up for him. I'm so excited that you're here,
Thank
right? I wanted to talk about a lot of different things today. You are Muslim. This show is all about my first thing I always like to start the show is saying Bismillah with the show. hmm
Bismillah.
Because anything that we talk about, I want it to be surrounded by God, and I wanted us to have God around us at all times. You know what I mean? During the conversation.
Big facts.
Yeah. So you make movies.
Allah allowed me to make movies.
Allah allows you to make movies. You say you had 5 movies, but what I've seen, you got King of DC, you got The Kickback,
Right.
you got The Lot,
hmm
and you got your new movie dropping, The New Balance Boys.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be finished editing that in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But we got my very first movie is called Yama Kiyama. It's about the last day on Earth. It
hmm
got a lot of signs and symbols about what to expect because I didn't want to start off doing gangster movies or any kind of other movies because I actually gonna have to stand in front of Allah one day, and and because I really already really feel like I was gonna make it, I'm gonna do real big in life. I want to have like a nice fallback story. So like even if you never really got a chance to see the movie, just me talking about it can give you the kind of emphasis on like how my moving is. Like the we filmed the movie and it took a while because I didn't go to school or anything for it.
hmm
I just woke up one day and decided I wanted to make movies.
Right.
And somebody told me I can't, and that's all it took. Like I'm not one of the people you could tell something like that to.
I love that you talked about like that was your first introduction into making movies. You
Mm,
started straight into something that has to do with Islam
right.
because that for me, doing this show, I didn't want to I have a life outside of this that's not everything is not Islam, but I want you to know that that's a part of me in everything that I do. So even if I delve into doing interviews inshallah with other people or wherever Allah allows me to go, I want my foundation to always be Islam, and I want people to understand that. So when making these movies, how do you battle and choose between Islam and making certain type of movies, because your stories are based off like
Real life.
real life,
Right.
and how do you balance those two without feeling like you're going against the law?
All right. So first and foremost, I'm a Muslim, so I'm never gonna go against Allah. That's not even an option.
hmm
Like I'm not here to entertain the people that don't want to be entertained. So
hmm
when the some like Ty Perry in his movies, he incorporate Christianity, so that's dope to me.
Yes.
So in every one of my movies, you're gonna get a piece of Islam. You're gonna see somebody offering salat. You're gonna see somebody reading Quran, and it's the little things because in real life, I don't know no perfect Muslims.
hmm
So like in real life, it do be robbing and killing and stealing and all kind of crime going on, and then in the movie around all that wild stuff because that's what we tend to pay attention to. That's what
Yes.
draws us in, and some of us can't get past that. But if you can get past that, then you'll always see is one person in the story that's right smack in the middle of all that, and then they choose Allah
hmm
and they choose to get out of it and they choose to walk away from it. And yeah, he might was robbing people, but maybe he got to somewhere in that verse in that Quran and he's like, man, no, this ain't for me. And so like that's what the stories be about, being able to choose. Like even in not trying to give too much away, but like even in this movie that I'm doing now, in one of the settings, you got
You're talking about the kickback.
the New Balance boy
Oh, the New Balance
that
boys.
I'm about to drop. You got a conversation that's being had with people that's commit big crimes.
Mhm.
And then one of the dudes like, damn, why you so calm? Like, why are you so like? How do you move like that? Move like that? And he explained, well, it's three ways out of this game.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Death,
Mhm.
jail, and Islam.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, you talking about you a Muslim and all this and all that, and you know what I'm saying? You still, and he's like, bro, don't judge me.
Mhm. I love the don't judge me.
You feel what I'm saying?
I
Like,
love the don't judge me because I feel like a lot of the times, do you get judged based off the things that you do or how you look? Um, for me anyway, I feel like it always comes from like being black and being Muslim. A lot of Arabs kind of test our Islam. Where I was surrounded, where it was like, "Oh, you're Muslim. Can you say Al Fatiha?"
right.
And I would have. It was at a time where I would used to like in my younger years, I would say Al Fatiha, having to prove myself to be Muslim, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're Muslim." I'm like, "Yes, I am Muslim." You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that question and that almost that judgment based off probably what I was wearing at that time, how I'm dressed or how I'm presenting myself, where they feel like they have to judge me.
Mm.
Um, I love that, and I love you know what I also love that how you bring a lot of people that are natives of DC
Mm.
and Maryland into your movies. What
Yeah.
brought that on?
So, like again, I'm down the road in my thinking, so I feel like I'm gonna be one of the bigger faces that come out of this area.
I
Like,
love that.
and I say that not trying to talk it into existence. I believe that that's my path, right? So with knowing that that's my path, then along the way, then I like to move like I know it. Like, so when I get where I'm going, basically, I don't want people to say, "Oh, you didn't help your community." I'm like, I never didn't help my community from the day one to the day two to the day three, and growing. I might can't help as many people as I used to because I need people to kind of help themselves as well, right? But no one will be able to say I threw the ladder back because you right, I didn't throw the ladder back. I offered the ladder the whole way. I didn't have to throw it back when I got where I was going.
How do you deal with some of the haters while doing what you do?
Um,
Because you got Rick Ross on your page.
yeah,
You've met Jim Jones.
yeah.
You have a lot of people that
50 Cent shout out.
50 Cent who have that have backed you in what you're doing. So do you have people? Because I, for me, what I do, it's a constant of people judging me, hating on me, even though I may not see it or feel it, I still hear it,
Yeah.
and it does kind of affect me in a way because you're like people don't understand the work that's being put in
Mm,
to do what starting following your dreams period because a lot of people don't follow their dreams. A lot of people talk about what they want to do, but when they see people actually put in pencil to the paper and actually put in the work in, you're easily judged. So how do you deal with any type of haters at
uh,
all?
this is probably like the best podcast I'm gonna ever have because I don't have to hide my feelings at all.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, I really feel like I'm a Muslim,
Uh-huh.
right? So we have the best example ever in front of us with our prophet. So every answer or any problem you can even come up with, he has answered it in his life. Right. So in the beginning of his prophethood, was everybody thinking like, oh, was they loving the fact that he was preaching the deen? Was
Mm-mm.
they even a lot of his family was against him, right? So like, man, and we see that through his example, how great and magnified that he didn't change our lives. Like I never met him, but my life has changed through his example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he is my example to follow, then I am also somebody else's example,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
love them.
Because in order for me to follow his example, I have to be an example to follow,
I love that.
right? So I'm not expecting it to be easy. Because,
I love that. I love that. I love I love that. You know what I was gonna talk about too when you said you threw the ladder back? It was a Dave Chappelle skit where he was talking about like how he hit the lottery.
yeah,
And they was like, well, what you gonna do? He was like, I'm gonna get back to my community. Psych.
type,
So that just made me think of that.
yeah.
But yes, how do you Are you a revert?
I was born Muslim. Like
Okay.
my uh I
How
was
did
I was born and raised Muslim, and at a certain point my family became Christians, alhamdulillah. And that's where the problem kind of, cuz it's like even at a young age I couldn't accept, like not that I'm being rebellious, it's just now I have questions,
uh-huh.
right? So how does this and that happen if this and that happen? And like these questions keep getting me in trouble. So I'm automatically becoming the outcast, and I don't even know it, right? So Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, He allowed me to hang on to my deen through my whole life, and so I understand a lot about Christianity. And actually, honestly, I have nothing bad to say about Christians, because even Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam he said the numbers are our brothers, and if it wasn't for that Christian king when he was in the beginning getting chased out of the, when they was trying to kill him, then Islam wouldn't even be who it is today. It was a Christian who saved Islam, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't have nothing bad to say about no Christian.
Okay, so having that divide, your family being Christian,
Mm.
um do they look at you a certain way?
I think they got a deep respect for me, and I think they pay it because like you can't know the dean and don't know the dean, right? So like whatever. Like with my grandmother, she had a bad experience with the more than one wife thing.
Okay.
So she had a bad, and that is kind of what shook her a little. So it's not really the concept of Islam, the oneness of God, the prophet. It's none of that kind of deterred her. It's the how we as Muslims propagated the thing. We didn't probably do it as right. So like, um, that's where it kind of. It's not like she has a thing about where like I'm wrong, because you the one gave me this Jew.
Mm. I love that when you talk, but it's funny because in Africa as well, people have a lot of polygamous relationships.
Mm,
My grandfather had multiple wives at one time.
I did too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. How many wives did you have at one
I
time?
had two at one time.
Oh my goodness, how did that work? How did you balance? Did they live in the same house or?
Mm-mm.
Okay, my grandfather had them in the same home.
Yeah, he was one. He went hard.
No,
Like, it was, it was no space to breathe.
I feel like that messes up what happened with my family. It messes up a lot of different
I
things.
think that when we get a chance to really, when we start loving Allah more than we love this life, then we don't let the things of this life affect us, and that's
Mm.
easier said than done.
Hmm.
Cause like on both ends, you got the woman who got to deal with this man sharing, right, and then you got the man who got to deal with, sometimes the woman pushes him to another woman, and he don't want to divorce you because of the love he had for you, so he add on instead of subtracting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Add on
women,
is crazy.
it's add on. It's either, if I've been with you 10, 15, 20 years, you haven't worked a job. Like life didn't change in 20 years. It's hard. So send you back to the streets, right? But you done a lot for me along the way. Like I owe you a certain level of gratitude for your commitment, helping me being able to be a soft place for me, right? But we not in like the most perfect place no more, right? So kick you out to, and you of a certain age where it's not gonna be easy finding a job, renting, or it's like I don't know, I don't, teach his own.
Okay, because I was gonna see where you was going with this. For
No,
me,
I'm just saying, like, it's all. I remember I used to drink alcohol.
mm-hmm.
I did not know, like, that alcohol was wrong.
Wow.
Like, when you a Muslim and you get into your deen, as you start deening, you're gonna start learning some of the things that you do every day is not correct.
Yes.
Right? It's like, so like with you at your deen now, you know that alcohol, but you wasn't always there.
At all.
Right? So it was a point in time where certain things that's easy knowledge right now that wasn't as easy. But I remember when I realized when I found out, and I was like, oh no, I can't drink no more. I stopped drinking like that moment and never drunk again because like I'm not playing with the law.
Okay, right. I know for me, alcohol, smoking and drinking, I knew were bad from the rip because my mom and dad never indulged.
Mm,
My parents never, my mom especially, never drank, never smoked.
mm,
It was never around me at all. So that was it was almost like an American thing coming over because my parents were born in Africa. And when they came over here, it's a lot of different things that get peer pressured. I feel like even a lot of our parents got divorced due to the fact of living here
mm,
because westernized society kind of makes you feel like women are able to do without the man in the home
yeah,
and give it away where they feel like, oh, well, I could do this on my own
facts.
and I don't need no man for anything. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And that's a American way,
Right.
due to not in Africa at all, because usually in Africa the wife is at home, and even if she's working, they understand the balance of male energy and
Mm.
feminine energy. But it's something about this United States air, I think, that just kind of makes you feel like, I don't need
It's
you.
not even American air. It's I think it's our skin because there's no other ethnic group on earth that they promote the woman is on the same level as a man. But in the black community, and I don't care what black community you're talking about, you
Right.
don't see that in with the Spanish people and
Mm-hmm.
no Caucasian. There's no other ethnic group on earth that they'll have that that the woman will jump in the man's face.
Mm.
It's
Not.
no, it's no, it's no ethnic group on the earth that a woman will publicly challenge her man. Like I'm not saying she when y'all go in the house, she not gonna speak her piece and however she do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to do it in front of other people,
Mm-hmm.
that's wild.
I feel like even doing it in public is, I mean, private is a certain way that you address a man. And I feel like I learned that personally from my mother, how she even addressed my father was never in a way of like rowdy. It
Mm.
was always in a quiet, not a quiet way, but in a way where he felt it and understood. But I still feel like, no, you're 100% correct when you talk about in the black community, but I feel like it does happen in other communities, but I do feel like in the black community, black women are um given opportunities to feel like they have to do that at some time.
When it happens in other communities, it's because those communities are connected closely to the black community.
Ooh.
So like if it's a Spanish person or the white person, that's because they hang around us. You know what I'm saying? So they're imitating what they see.
Mm.
That's not where they get from their people. That's because they are mimicking what they see us do. That's not in their community.
Do you feel like black women have a choice in society sometimes due to the fact of how black men show up for them?
All right, listen. I'm gonna keep it real. If you go to all kind of other times that I'm speaking on podcast interviews, I don't really have a lot good to say about black women. I
Mm.
don't, right? I don't. But I've changed in this last maybe 6, 7 months, right? Because I've actually met a different kind of version of women, right? And what I realize is like a lot of time women don't get the best out of men because of they don't know how to be women. See, like a woman, her energy is just as strong or stronger than a man's. So, but they don't allow you to use that. Like you can smile, you can smell good, and you can bat your eyes, and you can make a man lose his mind and do whatever you want him to do. That's where your power lies.
Mhm.
But they'll sell you, jump in my face, and act like him. And in my mind, I don't even see you as a female no more. I'm looking at you like, when the last time you seen a dude play with me like that? So like I'm already on God. I don't even matter if I want to listen to you or not. I can't. Cause you done challenged, you done raised up and roared at me, right?
Mm.
You didn't allow me to protect you by 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 yielding to me. Like at the end of the day, we don't get no points by bullying nobody, right? So the same way, like how a man would come to a child's rescue, they don't even gotta know that child. It's like that child is vulnerable. That child is it need my help. It don't like no leave, put it down, stop. Like I got your back, right?
Right.
That's more like how a woman's supposed to be too. She's supposed to make a man feel like, nah, ain't nothing gonna happen to you when you're around me. Like, but if you making me feel like you can defend yourself, why am I gonna put myself in jeopardy for you?
Okay. I feel like a lot of women, no, I'm going to say this. Men are different behind, not all men show up the same in front of you guys. Like men act different in front of other men,
Right,
right?
right.
So sometimes when women are encountering certain men, it's a different type of man sometimes. So if you do have to ever, and I never ever promote jumping inside a man's face. I have five brothers. You jump in a man's face, you never know what can come after that. Not saying that it's okay to ever put your hands on a woman, but sometimes women do have to understand that reacting like a man can bring you man problems.
It's nothing that a woman can do to make me not be a man.
Hmm.
If she rage up and she put her hands up to hit me, and she might hit me one time, and she hit me again, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run. I'm not no sucker for running. I'm
Hmm.
doing us both a favor. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand that
And
100%.
what I'm saying is like, I for like, okay, women have a certain energy that they got to learn how to tap back into. For an example, right? If it's a group of young dudes and they got their pants sagging and stuff like that, and they pants real long and they being loud and boisterous, and a woman, not just a pretty female walk past, but a woman and her natural aura, you know, a woman, soft spoken, a woman, you know what I'm saying, a woman, and she walk into the room, she don't gotta tell them dudes to pull their pants up and all that. As soon as they notice that this is a lady, not just a female, oh, it's natural. Like, oh, man, pull your pants up, but why you walking? Y'all being all that. Come on, let's go.
Mm.
Like it's natural. It's a natural thing for a man to want to be a man in front of a woman. That's just natural. But when women don't give us that energy, it's like, listen, women hold the gates to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If women hold themselves back from like, from a lot of things, you'll see a better version of man. Period. Like at the end of the day, if if women waited to get married to have sex, you'll see a better version of a dude.
Mm.
Period.
That's 100%. Do you deal with women that aren't Muslim?
I do. Um, um, do I deal with any woman that thinks that Jesus is God? No, I don't.
Okay. No, men are allowed to date Christian women, though.
Not if they believe Jesus is God. They can believe Jesus is a prophet, and they can
Hmm.
believe in Christianity, but they can't believe Jesus is God.
Okay. Do you feel like it's important for your children to be Muslim?
I think Allah makes Muslims, so I do believe that my children be Muslim. But the other thing is, um, it's rare that a woman gonna be around me and she's not gonna somewhat accept the thing. Like I don't know what it be. They all become Muslim after dealing with me. You know why? Because no matter what we doing, I'm gonna be Muslim.
Okay.
If we go out to dinner, it's a lot time. Hold on, sis.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, but don't stop my flow. This is what I do. Like and
Okay.
women like when men be men.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I think that men don't fear nothing but God, right?
Hmm.
So like when a woman sees that I there's no real way I can force or pressure him to do any kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
But if he fear God, then I know his limits and restraint. I know that I boom. So it's like it's just rare to see a dude these days that really fear God outside. Like you get a Muslim female, and now all of a sudden you more of a Muslim.
Do you? I was gonna say this. I feel like it is a lot of Muslim women out here, and a lot of Muslim men date Christian women. Do you know why?
Yeah,
Why?
because Muslim women, they kind of know their rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. So they okay, they know their rights. They know what's expected from you,
Right.
and because they know that, they expect it. But they don't give you your rights.
Mm.
But they'll hold you to the to the to the tenth of the law about their rights. No, Aki, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. It's like you only know half the things, sis. Like at the end of the day, like it's that's super dope. Now, what Muslim man don't want a Muslim woman? That's just you know what I mean. But you'll get a woman. All right, so listen, if a woman offering her salat, and I bring you like, damn, that's dope. But when you break it down, that's for her and her Lord. Her offering salat ain't got nothing to really do with me.
Okay.
That's between her and her Lord. When I asked her can she cook me something to eat, she went off on me. That was for me.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you're a good servant to God, don't make you a good wife or a good female for me. And that's a big difference because you cover, you know what I'm saying, you fast,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, you went to Hajj.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sisters keeping her gaze low.
Mm-hmm.
You doing all that for Allah.
Doing that, do you not believe that doing that for Allah? No, because that's true.
No, no.
But doing that for Allah, do you not believe that has anything to do with her husband? Because what happens
Yeah, on
is,
the outside. But see, in the house when it's just me and you, and we you not giving me my rights per se. It's like you supposed to be soft spoken when you talk to me. It's a certain mannerism that is owed to me, especially if I'm taking care of you, right? But all that go out the door some kind of way, right? So it's like it's one. It's like we accept one part of the book, but we don't accept the other part of the book. Like the men know what the women's supposed to do, and the women know what the men's supposed to do. But as a man, I don't do what I supposed to do. And as a woman, you don't do what you're supposed to do. But we holding each other accountable for what they supposed to do. And that's where the problem lie.
mhm,
Like when you get a woman that's not a Muslim, she not necessarily know her rights as a Muslim yet.
okay.
So she's being a female to you.
Mm.
She's been loving. She's gonna be a female to you. She's gonna be a female, and in the process of you being real Muslim, you're incorporating the thing, and you're giving her her rights as a female, which she not even used to a man on her rights. So she appreciated more.
So you feel like a Muslim woman shouldn't expect she shouldn't expect um for her rights to be she shouldn't get her rights?
You know, I ain't say nothing like
No,
that.
because that's basically what you're saying.
No,
That's what
no,
I
no. What I'm saying is, I'm saying no. I would never say you don't get your rights. I'm saying that uh, what I'm saying is like a woman, she want her rights, but is she going just as hard giving you your rights?
when does it happen? When does she not give you? Because this has to be in a personal
I
experience, right?
think all men go through this. You ever watch? I watch social experiments all the time. Like men get upset about the same thing. Like in every household, it's a general. I don't know if women get together and just have like a meeting of like this how we gonna carry them dudes this month. it's like it's like man, like
Oh, so no, I'm saying for like Muslim women, do you feel like Muslim women like only know what you should be doing and not what they should be doing?
no, I think they know. I do. I think they do. I think they give it to you on demand. It's like it's a tick for tat. It's like if you give me my rights, I give you your rights. But that's not how Islam works. I supposed to get my rights regardless, and you supposed to get your rights regardless. If I'm not giving you your rights, that don't mean you don't supposed to give me my rights. If it don't work, then let's separate. But you should like I will never. This is my problem. I will never lower who I am to for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a try to be this, that, and the other for you. If it don't work, then I'm just gonna separate myself from you. I'm not gonna lower myself to not doing this, that, and the other. Like, is I'm gonna pay your bills, I'm gonna pay your bills. If you my wife and you decide you don't want to do the extracurricular activities, all right, cool. All right, cool. I don't get my right. You don't. I'm not getting. You don't cook. You don't cook dinner no more. All right, cool. That's cool. I'm still pay your bills. I'm still do this. I'm still do that. And you don't do what? You don't. Or you like to jump in my face? You like to be loud? Oh, that's dope. That's cool. But since now all of it, because I'm not changing. That's who you is. You are too expensive for me at this point. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm selling too much of who I am, not getting enough in it and back. So I would rather just separate myself because I'm not going to stop wanting to pay a woman bills. This is who I am. I'm not going to stop wanting to take care of them. I'm not going to stop trying to be smile and be nice. I'm not willing to do none of that. I'm not going to stop. But I will do. I will stop doing it for you
Mm.
like that.
Okay. Okay. No, I hear you 100%. I just feel like a lot of what I encountered is a lot of Muslim men want their rights but aren't good leaders.
What determines a good
A
leader?
good leader in Islam. Like I need you like if I fast Monday and Thursday, right?
Mm?
I would want you to at least fast one of those days.
But then you say in the beginning of this podcast, don't judge me.
No, no, no. Meaning that if I do something and I'm able to do it, you should be able to do it too. Especially if you're coming to me with, like, say, if you can't get a job or something, you're lacking in something.
Mm.
And I feel like in order for you to get these certain things, you have to put in certain things in place, like fasting. You have to pray a little bit more. So, you got to put dua in.
Mm.
And if you don't do those certain things, I feel like you're not a good leader for me.
Not necessarily
No,
true.
for me.
Not cool.
Yeah.
See. All right, listen. Does he pray every day? Do he pray?
No. Like,
All right, so that's where the problem.
and not even every day. Even if you pray every day, for me, the main prayers, Fajr prayer, which is the morning prayer.
All right.
For me, Asr prayer, right? On time.
Thor, Asa, Maghreb, Isha.
Yeah, but no, Fajr and Asr need to be prayed like on time.
All of them should be praying.
On time. But those are particular, like, because Asr, the angels are transitioning, they're switching. So you have they switch, basically.
The
And
two ends of the day, it's really Fajr and Maghreb.
yeah, but Asr prayer is when the
Oh.
angels, Asr prayer is when the angels switch. They record. So you're like, say if you're sleeping during Asr, the angel that was with you will go to record and say, well, did my servant pray?
Mm.
Did you leave him praying?
Mm.
So that question is important to me. And I feel like when I do, if I'm with a man and he does not prioritize prayer.
See, now that's dope right there. What you saying? What you saying is was the obligatory.
Thank you. That's all. But that's hard
See,
to
like,
find.
That's hard to find.
Yes. On the, like yeah, yes, it's hard to get. It's hard to get. It's hard.
Well,
Believe it or not, you could be in the masjid with the man, and you'll see him do Juma. You might see him pray, and he might tell you that he prays. But me, I see him every day. I wake up with him. We're here together, and I know that when the adhan goes off on Muslim Pro, he turns it off and rolls over.
that's
To
crazy.
me, but that is
I don't know, but I can't speak on that because the guys that I be around, we don't move like that. We hold each other to a certain extent. Like if you don't pray, you can't stay. Like it's cool like that.
right. You got some people that feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala owes them.
What?
Yeah. This is what I've encountered. And I've been Muslim my whole life. And I've encountered people that and never judgment, but just I can't be close with you
Facts.
because that's important to me. And it starts with prayer and then it moves on to other things. So then how can I give you your rights if you're not even the relationship you have to get to get to Allah to get to me as a woman, right?
Right.
So if I see that you're not making dua, because say if I fall sick or if you fall sick, you will want me to be able to say, you will want me to be able to make dua for you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That's so important. So if you can't go down to your knees to your creator on time, then for me, I can't. And it's a lot of Muslim men that they know the rights of they want the multiple wives. Right? They want the multiple. That's number one. They always want the multiple wives.
And they want the multiple wives until you get it. It's not, I'm keeping it real. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's not as what it's cracked up to be. I promise you, if you could get one woman to like really love you and well, first and foremost love Allah and then love you for the sake of Allah, right? Because if she's loving you for the sake of Allah, she understands that her love for you is also a form of worship. And so worshiping Allah and loving you is like a form, right? But having more than one woman, that listen, and it's not even about money or nothing like that. It's about women have a one man. They have problems, and they need your personal attention,
Okay.
right? They need you to. It's like you is you built for that? Is you built for you over here 3 days and she's having a problem that we might be deemed as dumb,
Mm.
right? Because a lot of times females fix their own problems.
Okay.
They just need to talk someone
Talk it
to
out.
talk and someone basically to listen to them while they talking. They don't really even want your answer, right? But they do want to go through the what we would think is shenanigans, right?
Hmm.
To all right, so now you don't even want me to give you the answer, right? Because you already got the answer, but you need to work this thing out. And now you're going through that with this sister, and then now you 3 days over here with this sister
Mm.
doing it in a different direction. And I'm keeping it real. That's a lot just to get some sex.
That's the goal.
I'm just saying, like we men, right? So like, it's whatever reason, like why would you want to have more than one wife unless you trying to have like a big family,
Okay.
like, and you can't even have a big family, like I said, without sex, right?
Hmm.
So you doing all of this for sex, like so, you know, control your lower your gaze, brothers.
A lot of the time, that's what my whole thing. Like you were saying with the most, a lot of as soon as you say you're Muslim, oh, your dad had multiple wives, or your husband can have multiple wives, or like that's automatically where a lot of people view Islam. Like a lot of times, and I feel like a lot of people, a lot of men who have reverted believe like, oh yeah, I can have multiple wives. They feel like that is ultimately the goal and that they can do that because if you're not doing something as a woman, another woman will,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So what that really hurts as a Muslim woman because you feel like you're doing all that you can to, stay on your deen and you're doing all the right things, and then you meet this guy who is portraying himself to be that way, and then he doesn't even pray. How are you going to have multiple? How are you
I
leading?
see.
How are you
That's
leading
not
me?
a first of
You
not
can't lead
a
me in the
man not
prayer.
praying is probable grounds for a divorce. Like so, if a man not praying, that's like he could be doing everything else. He could be like taking care of you financially and making sure everything like worldly, right?
Right.
But if he not praying, that's proper grounds for a divorce. So like I can't speak on that because I don't even rely Allah. I don't even know the last time I ain't offered 5 salats in a day. Like I don't, if I only offer 5 salats, I feel weird.
I love that. How many times do you feel like what type of leadership, being as though you're in the position that you're in with the movies and who you are in your community, do you feel like you try to motivate as many Muslims as you can or people to start praying or to get to praying? Um,
What's dope is what I think what God allowed me to be in the position I am because of who I am. Like just imagine we filming, we having a big film day, and we getting the scenes done and everything. And it's like you got 3 big cameras, you got a production team, you got a sound team, you got the
yes.
actors, and then you hear Allah, wake but Allah.
Yeah.
It's time to pray, and then like up, time out, y'all. Cause see, I'm the leader.
Right.
Everything stopped and
Mhm.
start with me, right?
Mhm.
So, all right, I'm over here. Then you say you was moving. All right, come on, Eh, come on. And then after a process, you already know I'm gonna come get you, right? So you when you here, you just naturally come, right? No diddy, and
Okay. You just naturally
yeah, facts. So
go
and
off of
then
Salah.
and then we go off of Salat, and when all I eat is Salat, so I'm really trying to get in paradise in real life. So
Mhm.
like I don't. If it's not allowed, I don't want it. If it's not allowed for me, I don't want it. If it's not allowed to me, don't offer it to me. And I'm not trying to put down like what anybody else do, but God put me in a situation where I like Islam is who I is my lifestyle. It's not what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So like earlier I heard you say something like, when we was talking about how Islam is two and making these two choices, it's like when I became Muslim, I mean when I started really being on my deen, Islam is a way of life. It's not really a religion. So like you are very seldom see me in a robe. You'll very seldom see me in a kufi. You'll very seldom ever see me my pants rolled up. I'm never gonna wear them leather socks. But you also can't really find too many people that pray more than me, fast more than me, I'm propagating a deen anywhere I go,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can't you if you judging me from that kind of way, yeah, I'm probably not the Muslim for you. But you like even with my movies and stuff like that, right? These movies not for you if you're a super Abdullah. If you're a super Muslim, these movies ain't for you. These movies is to touch the people who Islam ain't touched yet.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? This is not for you, bro. These is for them.
Right.
This like Islam came to you on your level, right? But Islam come to them on their level, right? Like in Kings of DC, the biggest drug dealer, robber that was getting everybody killed, he changed his life.
Okay.
He became Muslim.
Yeah.
He got shot at the end of the movie and died. And when he was dying, his man was like, "Hey, don't die, don't die, don't die." And he looked up at him, and his last voice and his last words, he said, "La ilaha illallah,"
Oh,
and then he
mashallah.
died.
Wow.
Like that's let's pay attention to the movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all pay attention to all the killing and
Yeah.
all the robbing. Did you pay attention to the last words that was on the man's mouth? He changed his life. He started reading it, and then he was just so far in the game that it happened that way. That's the way it ended. But
Mm-hmm.
the way he was changing his life, look, the last words wasn't kill them dudes that did this to me, or tell my son I love him, or tell my girl I miss her. It was the last words. He looked up at him and said, "La ilaha illallah," and he died. And the movie went off. Right.
Mashallah.
So like when you talk about that's the ding. Like that's them stories that really take place in the world that I know.
Okay.
So that you might don't understand that world. It might just seem all evil. Why is so much killing? That's what I got a lot of backlash in the movie because it seemed like at least 15, 20 people got killed. And they was like, it's so many people dying in this movie. It's too many people dying. I said that was the point of the movie. It's too many people dying. So I gotta invite y'all into my world, and then I got an extra so y'all can see what we see every day, and you wonder why we act the way we act. So it's like this my way of propagating the deen. And I put the Bismillah on it. And if this one person grabbed the deen and decided they want to become Muslim out of the millions of people that actually watch, because I'm not even citing it, millions of people watched the movie. I got the analytics,
Analytics.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So and they do like almost a 500,000 streams every month. So just imagine, so in a year, that's 6 million people that watch the movie. If one person say, "I'm gonna get back on my deen," or "I'm gonna become Muslim," then that movie did way more than what it was supposed to ever
Oh,
do.
mashallah, I did. And what I love that you just said is that you start with Bismillah, and you're bringing people to the Deen through your cultural way, right?
Facts.
Because Islam is not. I don't want to say Islam is not one way because Islam is one way,
Right.
right?
Right.
But there's certain parts of the Deen.
Allah said all paths lead back to Him.
Exactly.
Right.
And I love that. Yes, because with basically saying that a lot of people are getting killed,
Mm,
and where you are, where you're from,
mm,
it brings a lot of people to the Deen. Dirk, did you see Dirk just get, like, he changed his name,
mm,
the rapper Lil Durk,
mm,
and he's also bringing people to the deen, because you realize, once you realize at a certain age, at a certain time in your point in your life, where you feel like, yeah, I got to get on my deen.
Fact.
Where did it happen for you, since you were born Muslim? Where did you feel at a point where you were like, I got to get on my deen? This is something that you woke up, because I have my story. What is your story where you could say, like, yeah, this is it for me?
All right. Well, I was really. I don't glorify the streets, but we all got stories, and like more than one time, um, I had people trying to kill me,
Okay.
and I've really been in some life and death situations, and where people really died, and life felt like death,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to a point where you really feel like you by yourself. And no matter how far I was ever in the streets, I always, if I'm by myself, I'll be like, "Ya Allah, please don't let me die
Mm.
today." I like to stay, feel like it's gonna be the day. They on my heels.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to die. Please don't let me die.
How do you
I
smile through
mean,
that pain, though? How do you smile? Because that's painful. Like, you're smiling
yeah,
and we're laughing,
yeah,
but it's not a laughing.
yeah. It's not a laughing matter because it's not it's through the pain that you find pleasure. You wouldn't appreciate the sunshine if it wasn't for the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the sun shine every day, would you call it a sunny day? No, it'd just be a regular day.
Mm.
It's only a sunny day because you know of the days that it rains and the storms.
Mm-hmm.
So now you put a deciphering difference on today. Now today a sunny, bright, beautiful day. But if every day was a sunny, bright, beautiful day, would you call it a sunny day? It was this is a regular day.
Right.
So like it's 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 like, man, I remember, like, it's just I really been like, some people have stories that they like to, and I've been on both sides of the gun.
Okay.
And um And when I was young, I read in the Quran where Allah say fighting is prescribed. So I refused to run,
Okay.
and that kind of made me want to just. All right, oh, so you reading the Quran now? All right, so you got to follow the whole book now, right?
Okay.
Okay,
So it
great.
started with one page, and
It
you had
did
to
it.
you had to turn the page to read the next one.
Facts, and it's like, all right, cool, but all right, what you fighting for? Is it right?
Okay.
So it's not all the way. All right, well, we got to work on that. So I started working little by little, just trying to change my life for the better, so I could always feel comfortable if I gotta stand over top of somebody and nail them to the ground.
Mm. For me, my cousin passed away. He got killed by the police.
Mm,
Um, and his janaza, they were smoking, drinking,
mm,
and because he would do that for his friends, and they would pour out bottles, and we were all born Muslim. We were,
mm,
Muslims.
mm,
But of course, you get, for our friends, you get non-believer friends
mm.
that really don't know you and understand your deen. So it was when I went to his janaza, and then I seen that, and I said, "Up." I said I wouldn't. I said I don't want my friends to do that for me.
You know what's dope? What you just said, right? Is that they don't know we Muslim. You know why? Because we don't portray ourselves.
But that's
Allah done made us the caliphs on the earth. He done made us the leaders. And if we don't lead, then we gonna follow. Just that easy. You know what I'm saying? And like, everybody I be around, they start off with the Salam alaikum jokes and the Aki jokes, and then they taking Shahada, right? Because our way is the best way, and we get up and we put our pants on just like everybody else. Like, if you think about, like, in real life, some of the most go hardest people I know, they Muslims. Like, not the other way around. Like, if you think about the dudes that really got the biggest names in the streets for really running the streets, they Muslim.
yeah. So
And
that really made me, because being an example. Yes, I'm Muslim, and yes, I may pray behind closed door, but I want it to be, my Islam is my hijab,
mm,
right? So when you see me, you're gonna know that I'm Muslim, and you're gonna understand like, oh yeah, Marm not on that.
Mm,
And even if you do see me out, and if you see me having a good time, you still gonna know like, oh yeah, Marm didn't pick up no
mm.
alcohol. Marm didn't pick up no J. She would never want this at her
And you
her
know what?
janaza.
Your the way you move is what makes people Muslim.
Yes.
Like you know how many times like I don't really like going out to be honest, but if I happen to go out for whatever the reason, if you can get me out,
Okay.
right, then everybody is sitting there watching me to see if I'm gonna break a law or rule. That's
Mm.
they whole night is to see if you gonna take a sip. It's just like I can't believe you don't drink. You nah. I can't believe you don't like, cause you too much like us. Like, nah, really, y'all too much like me. It's not the other way around. And then I'm bringing y'all closer to where I'm at. I'm not going back over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm trying to show you you can enjoy life just as much over here as over there. Cause I'm
I,
not.
I'm gonna talk about it a little bit in my next episode. I'm gonna talk about it. But yes, literally going out. I woke up today and my cousins called me, and they're like, "You got so much energy."
Mm.
And then my other cousin said, "Well, cause she don't drink, so she got all the energy." I said, "Yes, I do." I woke up and I had all the energy in the world. And you're right about that because it's a constant of passing you the
Mm-hmm.
cup. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And it's just to see like, oh yeah, no, I'm not on that. And it's not. It's oh yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, Marm. Yeah, you're not on that. Um,
So how does it feel to know that a lot of panel what the island might be using you as an example
yes.
to help propagate this
Oh, I
thing?
love being the example. I love being the example. And I have people come up to me all the time like, I want to be a Muslima like you, how you are. And
Fact.
I'm like, girl, just put it on. It takes a while to find your style, but I feel like just put it on if you want to put it on. I feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses who gets to put it on. Not
Mm,
every Muslim woman gets to put it on.
mm,
And when they do, if you represent it well, then you got a lot of people that's going to follow behind you and do what you're basically
fact.
doing because it's not my life. Because the quote unquote people feel like once you do wear the hijab and once you become Muslim, you're just like this extremist. They like, you know, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you get that, but I get that a lot where
Nah,
it's
for real.
like, oh, like you feel like I'm gonna judge you based off your decision. It's like I'm never
And they
gonna
try to
judge
look
you.
at you like you perfect.
Right.
It's like I'm not perfect. The Dean perfect.
Yes.
See, I represent something that's way better than me, and see, you just applying me to it. So that's why you see what.
Right.
And then, huh, inshallah, when you Allah hide your faults when you and really trying to be in your Dean.
Right.
So you do look perfect to other people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like because of the whatever they could deem as a flaw ain't good enough to mention. Because for me to mention it is like, I like for if I mention that, oh, you don't offer salat, what that mean? That mean I do offer salat.
Right.
So I can't talk about you not praying. I'm not praying.
Right.
So, oh, you not doing it. But so then when you see a person that actually do all these things, you can't say, oh, they pray, they fast, do it, and then in the next breath you starting to tell you the things that they don't do. It's like, nah, that don't make sense.
Right.
You
Right.
feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
I
Right.
love this thing though. Like it's like a law over everything with me.
I love that. I love that. And I love how you represent Islam as well and how you definitely do your movies and just all that you do.
Mm.
I'm always gonna support you due to the fact that what you spread Islam at the same time you're still building your brand. And I'm so happy that you came on.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you coming through to Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. Say your social media. Where can they
Um,
follow you at?
at World War Polo on Instagram and World War Polo on TikTok. I'm new on TikTok. And I hope you come to my movie premiere and I hope I get another invite after the premiere. You know what I'm saying? For we could talk way deep about the movie and how you enjoyed the movie or not, or what you got out of it, because I hope you be there.
No, I'm definitely gonna come. If you invite me, I'm coming.
I bet that.
If you invite me, I'm coming. I'm so happy that you came, and I want you guys to follow me. Of course, follow me on Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi on Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you remember to choose happiness, even though it's hard.
Mm.
Assalamu alaikum, and make sure you guys
Right.
tune in every Wednesday. I'll be posting, and make sure you guys follow World War Polo. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.